control yourself, please. Deputy Howland.
There's an old adage that candidates campaign in poetry and govern in prose. In his poetry, President-elect Trump always sought to go low. In his prose, we can only hope that he occasionally reaches high. That said, all of us as Democrats accept and respect the decision made by the American people. They voted for a man whom they believe will change things, and they voted because they are unhappy with the status quo. One of those changes that he has championed has been a change in immigration policy. The Taoiseach, when congratulating President-elect Trump yesterday, said in his statement, and I quote, that he intends to work closely with the new administration and the newly elected United States Congress to pursue comprehensive immigration reform. However, President-elect Trump has said there will be no amnesty. He said that on the 1st of September. He has said that he will set up a special deportation task force. He has said you cannot obtain legal status or become a citizen of the United States by illegally entering our country. Mr. Trump's position is diametrically opposed to the stated policy of this country. Mr. Trump has said that he will deport illegal immigrants from the United States within 100 days of his taking office, and that clock is ticking. So can I ask the Taoiseach, what is the government strategy to secure immigration reform on the basis that this House has, I think, has an agreed position on? And can I ask the Taoiseach, what has the government done to date in the anticipation of a possible Trump election victory to address this crucial issue?
Thank you, Deputy Howland. Taoiseach.
Thank you, Deputy Howland. Well, as you said, the American people have spoken and have democratically elected Donald Trump as their next president. You raised in particular the issue of immigration reform, which featured so prominently, as you say, in the debate. And I do want to confirm to this House that, of course, on immigration reform, securing relief for the undocumented Irish in the US remains an absolute priority for the government. We have all along had a two-pronged approach to the issue of immigration reform, trying to regularise the status of the undocumented and trying to get a dedicated quota for legal immigration from Ireland. On the former, we have and we will continue to press for a solution for the Irish undocumented. We all know of the individual cases, the trauma, the difficulty for the Irish who find themselves in this situation. And as you know, Deputy Howland, both you and ministers of the previous government have consistently raised this issue with our American counterparts at every opportunity. Minister Flanagan raises it continuously and will continue to do so. Of course, a new administration, as we well know, and a new Congress will take time to settle in, but we fully intend and will pursue this issue in our contacts with the administration and Congress and encourage and promote any realistic possibilities for a solution that will arise. But be in no doubt that this remains a priority, and I would say again that the long history of the relationships between Ireland and America, there are many ties that bind us, and that will continue. The relationship between Ireland and the US, it's complex and multi-layered, and it is based on a shared community, as well as our political and economic ties. And less than 48 hours have passed since the election result was confirmed. We obviously don't know yet the likely composition of the Trump administration, but as you said, the Taoiseach has already made contact and had a preliminary conversation, and we will continue to pursue the values that we hold dear and the priority issues. The values that we hold dear and the priority issues, of which immigration reform remains an absolute priority.
Deputy Howland.
I think the Taoiseach has, like the rest of us, some awareness of the anxiety of the 50,000 undocumented Irish, many of whom now are actually calling our own offices to see what can be done and what is to be done to address their precarious situation. And we need to have a strategy. We need to have a discussion about that strategy here. But we can do something ourselves. The Migrant Rights Centre of Ireland has estimated that there are between 20 and 26,000 undocumented people living in Ireland, of which between 2,000 and 6,000 are children. There are thousands of young undocumented children in Ireland who live bluntly in the shadows of our society. And this is an issue that we can address. So can I ask you, if we're going to take the initiatives that you have indicated to protect the 50,000 undocumented Irish in the United States, is there not an absolute burden on us, an absolute imperative for us to practice what we preach and to address the situation of those who are in our own state and who are undocumented?
Thank you. Taoiseach.
Thank you, Deputy. Of course, that is a reality that every country does have to face. I have had meetings with the Migrant Council of Ireland, and I would intend to have further discussions. Of course, what we would, in the first instance, encourage everyone to do is to make contact with official sources and to regularise their position. As you know, every few months in this country, we have citizenship ceremonies, many thousands of people attending those. Every week, every month, hundreds and hundreds of visas are given to people to work in this country. We have a very inclusive approach to those who seek to work in this country, and that is continuing. There's been no change in relation to that. And as I say, that is what I would encourage those people who are here in an undocumented way to do. And the Migrant Rights Council and I have been discussing what other actions we might take in relation to ensuring